So here we go, guys. We've got Snorlax and Monkey going into Alkaline Wastes.
Yeah, Akalon being a very strong map for Protoss. Easy to take a fourth, easy to defend. You can turtle very good on Akalon Waste. You have them rocks at your fourth. You can lock yourself in. It's a really macro orientated map for Protoss.
Now, I know as a Zerg player playing on this for the first time, I did not overly enjoy it. But why don't you lead off our introductions here, Ben?
Well, in the top left we have the blue Zerg player, and that is Monkey.
And in the bottom right, as a red Protoss, we have Snorlax going by the handle Gorgatron. And Snorlax is a silver player competing in this cup. And he has been
Monkey.
known for some early Void Ray rushes. Heard that that's one of his favorites. So
I haven't actually seen any of his games yet, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it's like going up against someone in a league above him. How we saw earlier as well on the previous cast. We had a few people with league differences, and it was quite surprising to see some of the results.
yeah, it's a really clear indicator that on these lower levels, the amateurish levels that we're at, league isn't everything. You can't wrap your identity in it.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so we see Gorgatron opening up with the gateway, which is pretty standard, and we have Monkey going for a slightly earlier pull. He's going for a 12 pull, so it's he maybe wants to just make 6 to 8 lings or so and try and apply some pressure. That's what I would do with this build. It's not really a kill move, it's just something you want to scare your opponent a bit with, force him to make a couple of zealots and hopefully put you into a decent position.
Yeah, absolutely. And Monkey going into this knowing he is a league above does kind of put him in a position where he can take advantage a little bit with, some early harass might be a much more dramatic build for a silver player.
Yep, exactly. So the gas is coming down, so he may want to like invest into speed, or he might be doing what we've seen in the earlier games today with you, in fact, making some early roaches and just moving across the map with like 4 to 6 roaches and trying to do some economic damage while macroing behind it. So it'll be interesting. And
I
neither player's yet to go for an expand as well, so
I do love early roach play, especially against toss. Ling's just, it's really easy to contain from toss. I feel. I mean, if you get the speed early, of course, a temple rush is gonna be harassing, but
yeah.
the roach is, if he's got anything but zealots out, you need them to back it up.
So we do see the Roach Warren coming down. He is going to be doing the build he's been doing a lot in the tournament, which we have seen in earlier games, where he moves across the map with 6 roaches and expands behind it. So it'll be up to the Protoss to read this and identify what he's going up against. And we are seeing the Stargate go down, so this is a blind counter to Roach play.
And this is a little comical because I know that the Monkey and Snorlax played right after I played Monkey, and that was when I beat him with this exact build.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he asked me to send him the build that I used, and I guess he tried it out right away.
So Monkey really needs to move out with this Overlord because he's gonna lose it, and it's not good to lose Overlords, especially like this early in the game. He's seen everything, so he had no reason to stay in the base, but I think the Stalker might be able to pick it off before it gets to the back.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any chance it's going to escape here. Just so darn slow. And then a Void Ray is coming out right here for Snorlax. So that was that early Void play that he used against me as well.
So we do see the Roaches coming across the map. I think this is going to be spotted by the Zealot. Monkey realizes there's no expansion yet, so he's probably just going to wait for his reinforcements and run straight up the ramp.
And the Zealot does spot the Roaches pretty easily. Stalker's coming over, but not really enough here to defend this.
Okay, so the way the Protoss should deal with this now is he needs to constantly be chronoing that Stargate. And he can clear this up with micro. It'll just be interesting to see how he deals with it.
Yeah, and he does get the chrono boost on that Stargate right away. So 9 probes are going to go down, maybe 10. Oh no, I didn't realize I was still full health. So
Okay, so quite a few workers die here. However, the Zerg has to sacrifice a lot to do this. So
true.
even though the Protoss is behind in workers now, he has the layer is like only halfway done for the Zerg player. It's a normal timing of a layer, but to go on layer, you need up to 2 base saturation. Doing it off 1 base like this really doesn't work out. So it'll be interesting to see what the Protoss does now.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is he's going to be using his roaches primarily, kind of switching to an all-in here, and he wants to be able to get the ups on the for the roaches. And of course, the lair is the limiting factor on that.
So he is going to move out now, stop picking up overlords that are out on the map. I think the best thing to do in this situation as Protoss is to continuously produce Void Rays. Once you get 4 or 5 Void Rays, you can actually push in, and you can snipe bases so easily, like with the prismatic alignment. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with the Void Rays.
And only 2 queens on the map right now. For those of you who don't play Zerg, queens are the hard counter to Void Rays essentially because they don't get any buff when being attacked by the prismatic alignment. So it's a great way to control them, but with only 2, it's not going to be enough if he did push with more. But he only has 3 on the map, so 3 Void Rays, excuse me.
He's dropping his spores in interesting positions as well. You don't normally want to drop like more than say 2 spores. He's dropping 3 in his main. With the queens and the spores, it shouldn't really be an issue. I'd probably focus more on making drones, and you're wasting your drones and the minerals when you're making the spores where they aren't needed. And like this is an issue we've seen in a few games where people are mining too much gas that the minerals can't keep up with it. So we'll see how it plays out for Monkey.
And Monkey is supply blocked right now, getting an easy snipe off those that Overlord sitting on the right side of the base.
Okay, so the Void Rays are going to come in now. What he
Coming
wants
in
to do,
perfect position for where the spores were, as you
yeah.
mentioned, Ben.
So what he should do here, he should snipe workers from the back. Yeah, he is going to get the Hydra then, which is nice, but it's not huge. But he would be better going for workers here, and if he actually like focus targeted the queens, he could kill 2 of them before they could kill 2 Void Rays.
Yeah, with
So,
no transfuses available, absolutely.
so there's definitely some mistakes here from the Protoss player.
And now Snorlax does have 2 voids sitting idle in his base right now, one in his nat, one in his main.
Yeah, so I'm unsure about that too. I think he really needs to think about expanding here though.
Yeah.
He's got a lead, so instead of he's just making units, he could be making workers and building on his lead, but instead he's being aggressive.
And even if he didn't focus so hard on probing, just drop that second. He's ahead in worker count right now. So following this up, because keep in mind, Monkey's got no drones on his natural.
Yeah, which is like quite surprising how he hasn't made any drones before. Like normally when you see Stargate, you can be slightly greedy as long as you have the queens. You can be really greedy. You can take your third. You can drone up. As long as you have your overlord's position to see like what's leaving his base and make sure you don't get like lose too many overlords out on the map. It shouldn't be an issue to play a bit greedy versus a Stargate play.
Okay, so yeah, I think explains it. Monkey's a little afraid right now because I just noticed he created 3 drones in his natural and then sent them to continue the oversaturation of his main. So he's worried that that spore crawler is not available.
But instead, what he could be doing now is he could be droning up his natural and just making queens with the excess minerals,
Exactly.
and do a roach queen push instead of investing so much in hydralisks. But he's chosen to play it the way he is, so we can analyze that. But he is
Yep.
going for overlord speed now. It's going to help a lot with scouting and finding out the position of the Protoss army, basically, because he is going with that air-based army.
And Snorlax's natural is just coming down. He's warping in two additional assimilators behind this. So if he can saturate that base in a reasonable manner, he could hold on to a lead, I say, with an asterisk.
Yeah, the way he should be doing it now is exactly how he's doing it. But this base should have been up a lot earlier.
Exactly.
He uses the photon overcharge now, so Monkey's gonna have to pull back from this. He had no reason to pull the Void Race back from the middle of the map though. He could have just been aggressive with them the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. But if he cleans up these roaches, I wouldn't say it's a but he goes back, second guessing himself, unfortunately. And now there's too many Hydras on the field for his voids to deal serious damage anymore, I feel.
No, I really don't feel that our Protoss player can hold on to this push if Monkey actually decides to move across the map.
Oh, dropping cannons like crazy.
Yeah, I think he realizes that there's something going to be coming his way. But
Yep.
then again, I don't know, these cannons still aren't the answer. This is like panic mode.
Yep.
And panic mode always isn't like, we'll see
Yeah.
how it pans out when he attacks, but that wasn't. Monkey's basically done enough now that he doesn't even need to attack because the Protoss has already invested, as we can see, in 5 cannons. So
Yeah, that definitely takes such production away, and Snorlax is now down in worker count. Unfortunately, that was the only saving grace he had up until this point. Um, and so now it's really not looking advantageous with only 5 voids on the map.
yeah, indeed. I don't know. Protoss in this situation should just start planning for the next game basically. Unless he's gonna pull something like miraculous out now, I really don't see how he can win this game. He he's got not he hasn't got much at all going for him. He's got no ground upgrades. He has no like standing army basically. A few void rays are not gonna cut it.
No, not at all. He does have 2 photon overcharges available for what it's worth, but when this hit happens, it's not even going to do much. So I feel like the early harass that Snorlax brought on was good and gave him advantage lead on. He just needs to macro out of this void. If he followed it up, I mean, even if he dropped some DTs or something, hit a dark shrine somewhere on the map, I feel like that would have been advantageous. But he's got no follow up really.
Yeah.
A Spire going down for a Zerg player.
This is an interesting choice because if he's going to be wanting to do some sort of muta switch, he wants to have them gases like already in his natural mining. He needs to be banking that gas. You can't do a muta switch onto four muta and get what it's worth. Basically, it's just really not worth it.
Yeah, I think maybe Monkey's just playing his normal macro game, but I see no reason whatsoever to bring in any air. Zerg air is notoriously bad against voids, and that's the only thing our Protoss player has.
Mutalisk are good against void rays in numbers, but the way
Right.
he's playing defensive here, the Protoss player that is, there's no reason at all.
Exactly.
Monkey could just make Link Hydra and flood across the map and end the game now, but we do see the third being cancelled by the toss.
But like you said, with just taking these gases after the spires are up, he's not going to get void or mutes in numbers in any near time.
Yeah, and he's
But
spending his gas at the same time, so
right. Burrow and Tunneling Claws are just now completing, so I guess he's gonna just waltz through cannons.
it doesn't really make much sense either, to be honest. And
No, I think that's. I mean, he's aware the cannons are there. He's lost some roaches to him, but that's his move. Maybe we'll see a Nidus.
Maybe. He's invested like 200 in Spire, I believe. Spire costs, I can't quite remember.
Yep.
And that's just a bank that's gone to waste. And he's now getting an infestation pit, which is none of this is really making sense because
Okay, I think our Zerg player has not countered a heavy void army often enough, and my guess is he's going for corruptors, but they're so bad against void rays.
yeah, indeed.
That's the only thing I can think of because, okay, the first time I saw Mass Voids and Ladder, I did the same thing. I was like, well, they're my anti-air unit. Made them and then just got wrecked.
But it doesn't make much sense to get the infestation pit after this, because he's not working towards 3-3. He's not even now. He's starting his meter, so it's like he's built the spire and then he built the infestation pit and then he made muta. So
Yeah,
he's wasted a lot of bank that
he's
could have
not going
been.
into Hive Tech. That's what I assumed it was for, but
And now he's dropping his upgrades at the 20-minute mark. I just don't feel that.
double Evo.
Yeah, I don't feel that the 20-minute +1/+1 timing is gonna be. It's gonna be too great.
No,
And
I feel Monkey could have pushed and had this a long time ago.
yeah, and now it's his game to throw away now, basically.
Yes, I know all about that.
This is looking like some 4v4 sort of play out game where people just turtle onto bases and mass out some sort of unit and move out at the 20th minute mark right now. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure how this is gonna pan out.
So with 9 Void Rays on the field right now for Monkey, bringing 7 of them, excuse me, for Snorlax, bringing 7 of them forward. So many Hydras though, I don't know what he's waiting for.
He can. There's no reason to dance around with the Hydras. He could just move in and kill the Void Rays, but he takes a bad engagement, funneling
Very
in
bad.
one by one. The Hydras should still be able to deal with this with the support from the Muta, but
Oh no, leave the Spire. That's your best friend right now.
yeah, I don't think Monkey has a way back into this game.
Give me 1 second, gentlemen. You're on solo, Snorlax.
Okay, so we see Monkey making more and more units trying to deal with the Void Race, but there's really no way he can come back into this game at this point. I just think the Protoss has too much of an economy to even think about losing this game, should you say. And we see the air upgrades coming out. +3 is almost complete. There's double Stargate production. It's almost on freebase saturation. The third is almost saturated. We have Monkey moving across the map now with his Hydras and his Corruptors, but he can't really come back into this game in any way now at all. So it'll be interesting to see what he tries to do to come back into it. And he is remaking his Spire on top of that. And he's making Infestors at the same time, which is interesting, but it's just too late in the game for this sort of thing. And he's also not bought his, upgraded his Pathogen Glands, so they're not even going to have the energy to fungal when they pop out, should I say?
All right, guys, I'm back. Don't judge me for no passion, even though that was my boss calling. It was StarCraft related. I just got final permission to go to BlizzCon.
So all is good.
Couldn't be better. What's happening in our game here?
Nothing has really happened. Both players are just being passive.
What really baffles me here is that they have the same number of bases.
I don't know. I think Monkey just really doesn't know what he's doing. He's going for too much tech at once. He's overwhelming himself, and he just doesn't know how to deal with this, I don't think.
Yeah, I would agree. And then we have Snorlax, who only has 8 voids on the entire map, but he's got his upgrades coming in with 2 attack, and then he's even got the 1 shield upgrade. Not something you see that often with Toss, unless you're going heavy Archons.
Yeah, indeed. So maybe he's just. I really don't know, like, what his plan is right now, but I really just think he could move across the map and kill the Zerg. But
So
it's been like that this game a lot. Monkey could have killed right at the start if he wanted to as well.
yeah, and it looks like my assumption was right. We see here that there are 6 corruptors on the field. Monkey's about to find out real quick that that is a bad move.
Yeah, it's just not going to work for Monkey, to be honest.
No,
So
it's really not.
he's got the other Corruptors on the other side of the map as well. I had no idea why. and he's just going to get caught off guard again by the Void Rays.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
they could do some serious damage. Those mutes are going to move in, but they should fall pretty quick.
if he micros this right, he can easily take out these Void Rays. He has Hydras and Infestors, but I don't know
Yep.
if
Any
he's going to... Nah,
fungals?
he overlaps 2 fungals at once, so he is going
Yeah,
to clean it up, but
barely. He does clean it up, and so in terms of what's on the map, that was a very, very bad trade for Snorlax. But in Fiscal, I think.
the main issue is with this game is Monkey chose an aggressive build and he hasn't been aggressive at the start of the game, and he invested way too much and it's just costing him basically. He's not
Yeah,
going to break this wall at the front.
I'm telling you, Nidus. That's his answer. Both players completely mined out in their mains. Monkey's being really lazy with the injects right now. That's always a shame to see, but he doesn't have a massive bank, so it's not going to be the end. But
He has money, but he isn't spending it, so that just shows even more he doesn't know what to build. He has like let's see, he has 8 lava at his natural, just sitting there doing nothing. He has lava, and now he's making swarm hosts. So
I guess
uh,
to break down the cannons.
I just think it's coming to that thing where he doesn't know what to do versus it. And if he looked at the replay himself after the game, I'm sure he realised that it wasn't really a scary army at all from the Protoss player.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. He's long distance mining while his third comes back up. He did lay down a fourth. So I guess you could Swarm Host would be fine if you coupled them with Mass Queens. They'd break down that wall and end the game reasonably well. But I would say maybe just change those Corruptors into Brood Lords and then get some Hydras to follow them around.
Yeah, I agree. But it looks like Protoss is going to move across the map again now, and I don't think Monkey has enough this time to deal with it. He has 2 Hydras, a few Corruptors, 3 Corruptors, sorry, and 4 Queens.
If they were all in the exact same place, they would be able to handle 8 voids. Oh, it's 10 voids now, but not gonna happen with this spread. But also, I find it really interesting, and this is the same thing that got me when I played Monkey myself. Monkey's only on 28 drones, and so he's got 4 bases. And I'm sure Snorlax is thinking there's this massive army somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, he should be on like up to 80 drones, 80, 90 drones at the minute, and he's just not. So
Yeah.
like on this, like he should be playing like really high eco Zerg right now. He should be maxed out, moving around the map. But you know, these aren't the top level games that you're used to seeing. But it's a community thing, and it's good to see. And he's gonna take this fight, and
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna pan out. It's gonna be pretty even, maybe. If he brings the queens forward, I just think it's over now. Yeah, and GG is called.
All right. So there we go. We've got our silver player taking the first map over our gold player. So one thing to point out there right at the end, you saw while the Void Rays were overcharged, the first thing they did was focus down that queen. Not something you want to do as a toss player because remember you get no buffs when attacking the queens, as opposed kill those corruptors or kill those hydralisks. But that queen, wait till you're on cooldown.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going into Overgrowth next. It looks like the same matchup. We have
It's
another
Whirlwind.
CVP.
Whirlwind next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My mini map lied to me. Well, blame our observer because he's on mute.
Yeah. So Whirlwind, it's one of the maps that was in early HOTS. I
It's
personally think this is like the best map they've had in the game in HOTS. To be honest, the best 4v4 map anyway. It's a really balanced map. I think it's good for toss in like it's a balanced map. There's a bit of everything. It's easy to take your third. It's easy to defend your fourth as well. So it'll be interesting.
Is this one of the old ones that they just reintroduced into the season
Mm,
4 map pool?
this one hasn't been released into the map pool yet. There's one left to be announced, so maybe it will be Whirlwind. We'll see. But anyway, before we do the introductions, we do have a pro moving out on the map anyway, and that is our red Protoss player, Gongatron. Gorgatron, should I say?
And coming into the top left, who is choosing the perfect scout given their spawn locations, we have our blue gold Zerg monkey.
Okay, so we have the probe in monkey space. I think this is just going to be the straight up
No!
standard. There's just a straight up standard proxy 2 gate zealot. Is he gonna? He's not gonna scout it with this overlord that's left the base. And even though he's scouting our Protoss first. There's just it was bad for him in a way because he's not gonna see the gateways now.
Yeah, oh man, but all right, so we're going for some early cheese. Fantastic.
So now the question is, will it be a proxy? Okay, so it's a proxy 2 gate. So he's gonna chrono out 2 zealots, and as soon as the zealots are ready, he's just gonna move in. And depending on what the Zerg does here, and he has gone for a hatch first, so yeah, Monkey has to pull something huge out here to win this game.
Yeah,
He needs to scout. If he was to scout it, like, he's still not dropping his pool. He's playing so greedy on this map. All he would need is to scout his base. He could pull drones and deal with this right now, but he's oblivious to it. Yeah, and there's the pool. It was a 16, so yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, and I just don't see a way that he can hold this. It'd be really interesting to see him hold this.
Yeah, I don't know how he could. Chrono boosting the first zealot out, second zealot started as well. Now, he's going to know right about now. He scouted the natural, so he knows there wasn't a fast expand, and he's going to be thinking immediately, where's your pylon?
Yep.
And there's the zealot.
Yeah. And this is the Protoss's game to lose now. I don't know what he's doing. He could have just killed workers, but he's going for the pool.
He's going for the pool. He's afraid of the lings.
Yeah. So,
he's not going to get it in time.
No, he isn't. There's going to be... Yeah, now he pulls... I've no idea why he's focusing the pool. This is the Protoss's game to lose here, and this is... Yeah, this is the most interesting proxy 2-gate I've ever seen.
That's unfortunate. Because 6 lings are out and a queen's out on the map anyway. The pool is not going to be killed. Oh, stop going for the pool.
He's going to deal with this. He could have killed every worker.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. So with 2 more zealots on the way, these are about to be cleaned up. That queen's going to pop, and then that should be the end of this base.
Yeah, I think the game is over now for the Protoss. There's no way you can come back from this.
7 workers down.
Yeah, the game was won, but all he had to do was attack the workers, and the game was won. And
I don't know, Monkey has 10 idle. Okay, he fixed it.
Yeah. He went for the pool, and yeah, that lost him the game. Yeah, it was said earlier today. A lot of people have lost games that were theirs to lose, should we say?
You don't have to be coy. It was me both times. No, absolutely. But, I mean, that's one cool thing I think about doing this local tournament and about casting is we hear other people looking at our games. We can learn. Snorlax next time. Kill the drones, man.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm not sure if he's here on chat. Looks like he is. So, drones first, Snorlax.
Yeah, and now he's just going to run across the map with the lings, and he's just going to end the game. There's just no way.
Dropping Forge, I guess he's fantasizing about a cannon defense, but not going to happen.
Yep, indeed. This is game over. He should just be thinking about the next game now.
Yep.
He probably noticed before this game even ended that he should have went for the workers, because that was just like the biggest mistake going for the pool, and the game was his. But sadly.
And Monkey's commenting in Twitch chat right now saying he learned a lot from this tournament. That's awesome. I mean, that's better than the doofs. You know,
yeah, it's good to hear because that's what this tournament's for, just the community. So
Yeah, absolutely. So,
GG is
GG.
called.
All right, so here we're going, and we are at 1-1. So, anyone's game here. Part two, you can't watch. Why can't you watch? He's crying. Oh, Protoss brother dying, I guess. All right.
I believe the next map is Altasim Stronghold, am I right? Yep, I'm right. Okay, so
Very good.
another old map, and it's the biggest map that's ever been in the pool. I did confirm that after the previous broadcast
Oh, really?
earlier. Yep.
I enjoyed it, playing on it.
I played this map once in the tournament so far, and I just hate playing on this map as Zerg so much. I just picked Protoss for that game.
Oh,
So
did you really?
yeah, I just off-roasted it for Altasim. I've hated Altasim since the day it come out, so
What was
we'll
the
see.
map that Scarlet did that on to? I think it was Downright Goo. She did a Protoss off race in
Yeah, it was Frost. It was
is that what it
Frost.
was?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was MLG. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah,
was.
it was MLG.
I
All
was
right.
laughing so hard.
Yeah, it was quite funny. Okay, so in the on the right side of the map, in the top right, we have the blue Zerg player, and that is Monkey.
And in the top left, immediately disqualified for breaking rules and changing his color, we have the green Protoss Snorlax. And there was a bit of a kappa there. I don't think we're going to kick anyone out for changing their color, but it's all about the mind games with Snorlax.
Yeah. You know, it's all about blending in with the map, but in this case, I don't think green is the right color to pick.
Nope, this isn't Lost Temple, guys. What a good map that was.
Okay, so we're seeing Monkey go for a hatch first, or he's just scouting his base at the minute. He sees the probe, and he sees the pylon go down. So
Every
wait, did
probe is a guilty
yeah,
probe.
yeah, exactly. And this is just some sort of bait, I think. But I think he's gonna drop a forge behind this. No, he dropped the gateway. Sorry. So
And a
yeah,
little
it's
bit
just
of
a bait.
gas harass here by our Protoss
Yeah,
player.
at this point, it really isn't worth it. The pylon wasn't worth it, but this just isn't worth it.
I mean,
That's
the only thing I can think of is it delays speed a little bit, but
it's 250 minerals he's just wasted. It's
oh, he lets him finish.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just okay. He lets the pylon finish as well. This is just going from bad to worse. Anyway, so we'll see. He drops a gas in his main, and he's got the gateway almost complete. So I'm sure we can all expect the cyber core to be dropped after this. And I think the only option he has now is to 4-gate off this. He's just like, I think the thing is with lower leagues, I'm not the highest league in the world myself, but people need to like understand how valuable early game minerals are, and I think that's like where a lot of the mistakes come from, wasting your early eco. And if you look at the worker count now, it's even on workers, but because he's already like wasted that many minerals on what he's already done, he's already miles behind.
Yep.
And he made the zealot as well, so if he's not gonna go for some sort of gateway pressure, he's just wasted even more money there on something that wasn't needed.
And this is all minerals that should have been spent on a second Nexus. Like you pointed out so perfectly, 250 minerals you put in your opponent's base to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Denying the gas isn't really that much of a big thing. You can just play gasless, but Monkey hasn't chose to expand this on this map yet, so I'm not sure why.
Yes, he has.
Oh wow, he took the proxy hatch. Oh wow.
He took the third hatch from Snorlax.
Okay, so this is really unorthodox. He's obviously been watching a lot of Katz's stream, Wants to try out something funky. And Snorlax isn't going to see this till it's complete either.
No, I don't see how he could. He's staying content in that base with his zealots. He's got Stalker coming out, Warpgate not even researched, and no natural at 5.5 minutes.
I it's gonna fan out weird. Basically, I think he's got another gas geyser queued up in the opponent's base. That's
No.
yeah, he did for a second there.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the base,
Yeah,
he has
it's
it queued up. Anyway, so regardless, okay, the Overlord gets picked off there. He's gonna have a supply block here.
first blood at 6 minutes and 8 seconds, and it's an Overlord.
6 minutes and 8 seconds, and there's no expansions down yet. Now, come on.
Well, Monkey's got one that just finished.
So I think what Monkey's gonna do now, he's just gonna do the standard Ben build and Ling flood it out.
Yep. I think that should be the right call here. Now he is supply blocked. Why no speed? Oh, there it is. So Snorlax did put down another assimilator
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah. So he can end this game right now, even before speed finishes. He's gonna pick off the Zealots and the Stalker, and he can just kill workers after this. Speed's gonna be ready soon. He can just continuously produce Zerglings now, keeping his injects up and just flood the base. And there's not really much that Snorlax can do about this.
No, I don't think there's anything. A couple things that Snorlax could have done when he first saw those lings. If you back your zealots up into a wall, you won't get that full surround.
Or he could have just instantly chrono boosted a sentry out to block the ramp, which he didn't do either. So
Correct.
the sentry's really delayed. What lost this game for Snorlax was wasting that many minerals in the opponent's base.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, decent force field, but it's one, and here comes follow-up lings, and speed almost done.
There's just no way back into this now for the Protoss player.
No way at all. But no GG. With 2 probes left, he will carry on.
Yeah, I think it's rather BM staying in this game with 7 supply, but we'll see what he pulls out. See what his comeback trick's gonna be.
A little bit, but there's also the attitude of never give up, never surrender. So,
so the Photon overcharge does come down, which is gonna prolong his death. But
he's up to 4 probes now. And to be fair, Monkey only has 15 drones.
Yeah, once again, the low eco Monkey strikes
the low
again.
Eco Monkey winning games with 3 drones.
Indeed.
Oh man, it's like I remember when I learned to play Brood War in 2nd grade, and I never figured out to make more workers. I would keep 5 the whole game. Or no, it was 4 then, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 4. So.
And the Sentry lives with 4 health and no shields.
And this next wave of Lings is just going to end it for the Protoss player.
I hope so.
Nah, I think it's pretty much set in stone at this point that this wave of Lynx is going to end it for Snorlax,
Yes,
and he's going to lose this series 2-1.
Still building probes, though. He does not give up. All right.
And we're still waiting. Is it going to go down
There
to
it is.
structure? And there we go. Okay, so